Hey guys, it's Dahlia.
And Nicole.
And this is Quiche My Ass. Wow, wow, wow.
Wow,
I say that a lot.
I was going to say you had much lower energy today than usual, and then you hit us with the meow, wow, wow.
Well, you guys told me I have to bring my sensual voice into the podcast because I need to find a medium. So I hope everyone is enjoying this slow rhythm of my voice.
Okay, so today we do not have a guest.
No, we got a canceled guest and we get it. Me and Nicole are totally about life happens, things happen, gotta sign NDAs. We got you. We should get people to sign NDAs to get on this show.
I had to sign an NDA for work. That's why I'm not talking about my job.
You do talk about your job. There's just certain things you can say and certain things you can't say.
Right.
Yeah. I think people should sign NDAs if they want to be my friend. It's like, soon enough, I'm going to have a security guard.
Not that soon.
No, soon.
So anyways, Dahlia, tell everyone even though our guest isn't here, we're still going to stick with the same theme because we think it's really important. So, do you want to tell them?
Yeah. I wanted to ask how your week was.
Oh. My week was okay. I was very, very busy at work this week. I worked until 9:30 p.m., which sounds funny coming from the industry because I used to work.
What time did you go in?
8 a.m.
Oh, okay. So you had a good 13-hour day.
Wow, first time in forever.
Wow.
But I used to work 16-hour days and not blink an eye, so it's different.
Like
but
literally you had no time to blink an eye.
Literally, I wasn't even sleeping. But it was good. It was definitely a good learning experience. I had a very, very busy work week.
Successful?
No.
Doesn't that feel good? I got 4 job offers and I refused to take any. So
I mean, did you even respond to them? So let's tell the listeners the 4 job offers that you got.
So let's say 2 of them are from old jobs. Mm-hmm. And I think just one I got laid off from, so like I totally get that like I could have some sort of want to go back to that job, but the other one I quit. So like, do I really want to go back to a job that I physically quit? No, not even for $1 million. So we'll just say that. And then the other ones, where were the other ones? One guy wants me to take over his restaurant. I never wanted to work in a restaurant. I still don't want to work in a restaurant, so no. And what are the other ones? I don't even know the other ones. I can't even.
I don't know. You said 4, so.
There's definitely one that I had to turn down, but I totally don't remember it. It's just nothing screams future.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does scream future?
Martha Stewart.
The podcast?
Podcast, me doing my own thing, me doing a bunch of just different parties and helping out other chefs. Until I get some sort of recognition.
Oh, what did you do this past weekend? Tell me about that.
I helped a chef out that needed a sous chef for an event. I don't really know if I could explain to you guys what the event is, but it was really cool. It was in different hotel rooms, and we were in one hotel room pushing out for 20 people, like food. And it was like beautiful food, very nice to work with people. I haven't worked with people in so long, and the chef was like great. And he was awesome and very sweet. And everything tasted so good.
So
And there was morels. And I haven't had morels in so long. And I think we should do a podcast on just mushrooms.
100%. I'm such a mushroom nerd. I
love mushrooms. I think we should go foraging.
We should. We can.
Yeah.
And then we should do Munchbox with what we find.
Raw mushrooms.
Well, did you know that there are some, maybe I should save this, but there are some wild mushrooms that are actually spicy if you eat them.
Spicy.
Like if you eat them raw, they're spicy when you eat it.
Do you like the look of sliced raw mushrooms on a dish?
No.
Okay, me neither. I just wanted to ask
Unless
you.
they're like the perfect white mushrooms and they are like super crazy sliced thin, maybe it can be fine.
I think it could look fine. I just think there's so many other garnishes to put on a plate that a mushroom
is not necessary.
Like a white button mushroom is not necessary. But that's just me. But we're totally going off
French people
topic.
love that.
I know.
Anyways.
Yeah, we're definitely going to go off topic because we could go on about mushrooms.
Yeah. Another episode.
Yeah, me and Nicholas are obsessed. But anyway, there's like so much varieties of mushrooms and we could go into that. Also, Fungus. Yum.
We should get a mushroom forager on here.
Yeah, we definitely could find one. That's an easy find. If you are a mushroom forager out there and you want to hit us up.
What about your truffle lady?
Estelle, I have already talked to her, and she's interested. We just don't know exactly when, and there's only so much that you can share about truffles and where they're coming from, because
it's pretty much a drug dealing business.
It's like a drug dealing business. It's like a really tight knit.
We are interviewing the cartel here.
Yeah, it's crazy, the truffle business. So I think that I would really like to have her, but I think for her, we'll see.
It could be more about like truffles in general.
Yeah, it can be more about truffles in general, and I think.
Have you ever seen a truffle person come in to a restaurant? It looks like the sketchiest thing ever. It's so weird. It's like in brown bags.
Yeah, it's like,
and like they have the scale there and they're scaling it out. They're trying to sell you the best kind, and like there's that there's another truffle guy coming between the time of 1 and 3. Like it's literally a drug deal.
Or they can both be there at the same time, and you're like, okay, well, you wait outside while I deal with this person. But they don't market themselves. They're not coming in a truffle truck or anything that's marketed, because everything's word of mouth. Because if you get your truck robbed, that's thousands of dollars that get stolen from you. And it's crazy. It happens.
That's why people have truffle boxes with locks on them.
Yeah.
Even though you could steal the truffle box, even though I would never, but I'm just saying, like.
Well, yeah, but it's like 40 pounds because it's so filled with everything. But anyways,
we're definitely not talking about truffles today, but that was a nice little spiel.
Yes.
Can we backtrack a second?
Oh, yeah. Ghost Host wants to know.
Why don't you want to work in a restaurant?
I think it's boring. I really think it's boring to do the same thing every day on the station. Even if the restaurant changes their menu constantly, I just feel like I'd be bored in the same space. That's just how I always felt. I've never really wanted to work on the line. I just thought that was like so crucial.
I don't love working in a restaurant either, because you just do the same thing over and over, same place. You have to clean the same station every day. Like, I like to have something a little bit different. I like to clean. I'm fine with that, but I want to be changing my...
You like to clean.
I like to change my, like, environment.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I like change.
Yeah.
And you do too.
But we're very different from a lot of people in the industry, because like there's people that are like, I want to work the line. Yeah.
And there's people who are like, I want to do the same job every day and get better at it every single day. And it's like, yes, that's great, but then
I'm great at everything I do, so
but then you realize like well, there's somebody who used to work at one of the restaurants, and he was crazy. Like, he would do things so to the T. His day, like, he would even get in the bed on the left side and out on the right side. Like
it's like OCD
like
sort of
OCD
stuff.
Sort of thing. So for him, we had a discussion, working in the restaurant is OCD. Every day he realizes that his knife needs to be positioned this way during service because it's easier for him to grab. Every day he realizes like he needs to have 2 quarts of water already on his station because he doesn't want to leave to go get water. So this will make him faster. Like, it was obsessive, but every single day he was making himself better in an organized way, based off what he learned the day before. And some people thrive on that.
I like thinking on my feet. Like yesterday, we had absolutely no problem throughout the whole entire dinner. And then we get, oh, by the way, the lamb course is going out. There's a vegetarian in the room. Like, what do you mean there's a vegetarian in the room? Like, we're already on the last savory course, and you're telling us there's a vegetarian in the room? Like, are you serious? Right away, I was like, okay, we got carrots. Like, I got this. Like, we could do this, and this. And it was like, I love that. Like, that's my kind of vibe, where, like, I'm at an event, and I'm like, oh, shit, the stove's not working. What are we going to do? Like, I like that. It's like, so gross.
It feels terrible in the moment, but you feel so accomplished after. It's like it's like problem solving, and I think
that's why I like it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I like creating a kitchen out of literally nothing.
Do you remember exactly what the dish was? The vegetarian dish?
Yeah, it was 2 roasted carrots with soubi.
Like soubi's it's kind of like a cooked onion puree.
It was leek, onion puree, pureed with a little xanthan gum and some olive oil. But it was like that and then some morels and roasted carrot. But like, and we made a carrot glaze. Like we did it. Like we made it a nice plate. It was just like you get mad at the moment, but right away I'm like, we have carrots. Like we have it. We could do it. Like we're fine. Even though the day before we had like 15 substitutions because like there was so many people that like, oh, I don't eat lobster. Oh, I don't do this. I don't do that. And I'm just like, oh my God. And they said that like 2 weeks ago they had a party where there was 5 people that had no soy. And I'm like, really? Like 5 people? No soy?
And then
out
did
of
they
25?
tell them before they came?
They did, but I just think it's so crazy that 5 people in the same party, no soy. Like, that's just a weird thing.
Did they all come together? They had to have.
They had to, but, like, that's just so random. Like, I can't have soy, but I eat it. Like, I'm not going to tell people no soy. Like, whatever.
Right, especially if you're going out to a restaurant. Like, I'm lactose intolerant, but if I'm going to a 3 Michelin star restaurant, I'm not saying
I
that.
say no shrimp. That's it.
But that's because you have an actual reaction.
I
Your
know.
lips
I was having
puff
lobster
up.
sauce yesterday, and like my throat was closing out, and I was still enjoying it. I was like, butter, spices, lobster. I don't like lobster. I like lobster sauces. Isn't that weird?
That is.
I guess I don't like the texture of lobster. I feel like I'm biting into my own flesh.
That's a crazy way to put it, but I don't love lobster either. I think that I like the flavor of lobster, but every time if I order lobster, I'm like, it's so underwhelming. Like, you expect it's so expensive. Unless I'm eating like a lobster roll in Maine, I love that.
I think prices went down with lobster. Do you know lobster used to be like poor people?
Yeah.
Like fish. In Rhode Island, there was like so much lobster at one point that they were giving it to the homeless people.
It's prison food.
Prison food.
It's
That's what
so
it was.
crazy. And now
I'm like, wait, I want some lobster. Yeah. Like, bull. Not even good. Give me that veal.
I try not to eat veal either. But that's a different story.
Why? You like a little baby cow?
No, it's just sad.
I don't care.
And the reason in the industry, from my understanding, the reason we started eating veal is because you have these cows have to have a baby to make milk. So you want these cows to keep having babies. And so they're having babies, giving the babies off just so they can have the milk.
I love how you keep saying babies.
I know, because they're babies.
It sounds sustainable to me.
I mean, it sounds sustainable. And as a chef, I will eat veal. And I love veal. I truly do. I just don't like... If I don't want to eat it at home for myself.
Wow.
But if someone wants me to cook it, I would love to cook it. And when I'm cooking it, I would love to eat it. But at home, it's not something I want to eat. That's what it is. It's the same with foie gras. I love it. I love to cook it for other people. But at home, it's the last thing I want to cook for myself because I know it's not good for anything. It's not good for you. It's not good for
foie,
the
but like
goose.
veal is not so bad because it's lean.
Well, yeah, that's true. Veal's not bad for you.
Unless
it's good
you
for
like
you.
do
But
flour and then butter.
and then you fry it, and
capers.
then you I love veal and I love foie, but I'm not exactly just like eating it in my spare time because I don't totally believe.
Do you feel weird when you eat octopus because they are the smartest animals?
No, I love
Isn't
octopus.
that bad though? Like we don't. I had octopus this week. My dad made octopus and it was so good.
They are the smartest animals, but there's something about it. Like, I guess I feel there's something that's not humane about foie gras and something that's not humane about veal, but something about octopus, it's like such a foreign creature to most people that I don't think it's inhumane. I don't know though, maybe because it's like
inhumane. I think
it's all inhumane.
I think
but
everything we eat is semi inhumane. Not gonna lie, unless I'm like eating the grass outside and like helping everyone trim it.
But with foie, it's more about the living conditions, right? That's what's
Because like they're
inhumane.
force feeding.
yeah, it's
But what animal is not force fed now? There's so many people in the world. Like
The cats are not force fed.
your cat is definitely force fed.
no, he chooses this life. Okay.
My mom force feeds the cats. She literally has tubes down their throat.
Okay, so let's get to where we're going with this episode.
Wow, wow, wow.
So
Any guesses, guys? Any? Oh, the phones are ringing.
Oh. No. So what we wanted to talk about today was women empowerment. And it's something that we wanted to share that with
You guys.
with you, but also with a coworker, somebody who used to be a coworker of ours who cannot be here. So we decided we're just going to
do it ourselves.
do it ourselves.
Well, shocker. If you guys haven't noticed, we are two women.
Women empowerment in the restaurant industry is super important.
It's very important.
Yeah.
I think it was such a touchy subject when we first started out because me and you, I'm just going to say when I started going into a kitchen at I was in school, in high school, and half of it was girls, half of it was boys. Like there was no like more men like at all. Like this was in high school. College, same exact thing. Like there was no, oh, there's too many women or there's too many men. Obviously pastry, there was more females, but like that was just because that's pastry. And then when I like literally started realizing when I noticed that in New York, all the jobs that I went out for were all male and all the bosses were male. Like, and I was just like, all right, well, this is not going to be a problem. Like, I'm not worried about it. Like, whatever.
Like, you've never been worried about it. Why now?
No, I never was worried about it. I never thought being a female was ever going to be an obstacle. And then it became an obstacle. And I think it's just because I was woke and then the world started getting woke. And I think, like, after the Me Too movement, me and you started to, like, talk about it a lot more openly. Right?
I mean, I think that definitely the Me Too movement made everybody more aware of. What are you doing with your
Sorry,
notebook?
I don't
Just
know.
like fiddling with it. Like, what are you trying to pull something out of there? Like a secret?
No. A secret. It's a secret notebook.
So one question I have for you, we're going to talk about women empowerment. How many female chefs can you name? Off the top of your, like, I want you to name.
This is a hard one because, like, I'm trying to name female chefs that are famous, and like I can only name you like just Ghost Host. No, I want to name 5. Dominique Crenn.
Okay.
We will say Christina Tassi is one, even though I don't think she's considered chef now. I think she's just considered owner. So I don't
Pastry
know
chef.
Yeah, you want to count that one? Thanks. I got 2. Kristen Kirsch.
Okay.
Because my old roommate was obsessed with her and she's cute, so holla at Kristen. And
is it Kirsch or Kish?
Kish?
I think it's Kish. Kish.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Kristen. I know I'll call you just Kristen.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Kirsch my ass.
Kish my ass. Oh, that's so
Kish
funny.
my ass. Okay, now
Oh, sorry. Let me think of another.
I'm going to give you like 25 more seconds.
25. Martha Stewart count?
Yes, she's on my list, which is funny.
Oh, wow. Great. And then I want to say Melissa from Del Posto, but I don't know her last name, which is really rude of me. So.
Well, I think Melissa's a great chef.
Yeah, no, she was great. I loved working with Melissa. She was really awesome.
Anybody else you want to add?
I thought I was on a time limit. I know that we worked with that famous British one.
Do you remember her name?
I remember her sous chef was cute.
Antonio.
That's all I remember.
That's his name.
But I know that she ran like one of the best restaurants in.
It's Claire Smith.
Claire Smith. Such an easy name too.
Yes,
she was nice. I liked her.
She's okay. So I have a friend who used to work for Claire Smith. I went to the Cayman Cookout with her, not with her, but with
she was there.
Chef Danielle. And yeah, she was there. And because most people when they travel, they bring like all their mise en place done.
Yeah.
A lot of people do, but I guess Claire Smith and our team isn't the same. We go there and we work the whole time. We're not there to party. So we were in the kitchen first thing in the morning with Claire Smith's team. We were on the same prep schedule as their team, which was the sous chef was there, Antonio. But she was so nice. We had dinner with her. She was so nice. I really enjoyed my time with her.
Did you feel like you were with a celebrity or no?
Well, yeah. When you're with Danielle, everyone's a celebrity. But with her, yes, because we're all at a table. It was cool. But she is completely different in the kitchen. The friend I have
Just
who,
like us.
yeah, but the friend I had who
Ghost Host hates us in the kitchen.
oh yeah, he really can't stand it.
Yeah.
But the friend I have who worked for her, he's a French man. He's worked in these amazing restaurants in France. He really has been through a lot and has been through it all. But he couldn't stand working for Claire Smith because of how mean and nasty she is.
Really?
But I wonder
like,
because what if he just thought that because he didn't want to take that from a woman? But if he was taking that from a man, maybe it would be fine.
And he probably has taken it from a man and like
and was fine with
taken it
it.
from a man. But like and was fine with it cuz I told you this, but like I met a kid recently and he literally said he's like, "Oh, I hate all my female bosses. Like I only like male workers."
Is it because men just don't like to be told what to do by women?
I don't know, Ghost Host. No, okay.
Oh,
So
Ghost
that's
Host
the
doesn't
one-
like
this
to be
is
told.
Don't put up with none of that bullshit.
Yeah. This is the one thing that me and Nicole did want to mention in this podcast is that like we don't believe women need to be full in power. Like we don't believe that. We believe equality. And like that's like the biggest thing. We have a lot of great men in our life that like are just supportive with us and like they get it. And like even our generation, I think we're less sexist with like us in the kitchen because we did work in a kitchen full of women, even though like
I've worked in kitchens, yeah, with women, with men, with where I was the only woman, but also where there was 10 of us and it
Yeah.
was like woman dominated, where even the chef was like, it's the year of the woman. They're everywhere this year. Like, it's interesting.
it is interesting, but I will say the craziest thing is that I've worked with women that aren't even into working with women. Like they hate working with women.
That's true.
And I'm just like, wait, I don't get it.
They
Like-
don't support one another.
Yeah, like you're not supporting us. Like got it.
So I'm going to quiz you.
All right, quiz me.
Who was the first ever celebrity chef? Ever.
Was it Julia Child?
Julia Child.
Yeah. Oh, why did
A
I
woman!
name her? Oh, I should have named
I
her.
was surprised you didn't go off the Martha Stewart thing and just be like Rachel Ray. Who's the other one that you said is a jerk?
Oh,
Alex
Like
Garnaschelli.
Gianna or
Gianna.
Giada.
Yeah.
I've met her before, and she was actually very nice to me. But I've heard
I think it's just that vibe that people are like, oh, there's that pretty woman that's on TV,
but also it
so they expect her to be mean. You
Yeah.
know? So when everyone's like, oh, she's actually nice, and I'm like, well, yeah, like there are nice people.
and it depends too, because if you're a celebrity, like maybe you just don't want to be talked to. Maybe you're nasty because you just like don't want the attention that you're constantly used to
Well,
getting.
you asked for it. Like I'm asking to be a celebrity, and I love talking to people. So
Another one. Do you know who Kat Cora is?
why does that sound familiar?
She was on Iron Chef America.
Okay.
In 2006, she was the executive chef for Bon Appetit. I didn't even
Oh, wow.
I didn't even know Bon Appetit had an executive chef. Like, I guess that,
No,
makes,
that makes
sense, but I
sense.
had no idea. Which I thought that was something that was super interesting, and you should know. She's
so
not
in
anymore.
07 she was?
2006, and I think maybe for a couple years. But she was on Iron Chef America.
Yeah,
She's-
I do remember her.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So those are some facts.
Oh
I
my
wanna
god,
share
I
here.
actually remember another female chef.
Who?
The one with the blonde hair. She partners up with Mario Batali a lot. I saw her at the Spotted Pig. Oh my god, what's her name? She's a celebrity chef.
Blondes.
Blonde spiky hair.
Oh,
Oh my god, what's her name? You guys know who I'm talking about, though.
I know who you're talking about.
She's a Food Network star, but like she also seems pretty badass. Like if I had to work under her. I
Yeah.
can't remember exactly her.
But it's Anne Burrell.
Oh yeah.
That's what came up when I searched blonde spiky.
Guy Fieri. That's who I was. I actually like Guy Fieri, I'm not gonna lie.
No, I've been to Anne Burrell's restaurant, and it's actually very good.
Where is it?
She has a restaurant. Where is it?
In New York?
Yeah.
I thought she was like partnered up in the
It's the Good Time Lounge in
Oh.
Brooklyn. Lauren and I went.
Oh, nice. That sounds like it's a good time.
Yeah, the food was really good. She was there, and we got
Oh,
a
she
picture
was
with
there.
her.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
We should go sometime.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are lots of other women chefs. There's one that I know you love that you didn't mention.
Oh my god, Dahlia Helmy.
No, yeah, no, Nicole
Nicole
Thomas. No, Daniela Soto
Oh, I like
from
her.
Cosme.
But she's not there anymore. She left.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Where'd she go?
I think she's doing something with her man now.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Get on that level.
So Cosme is one of my favorite restaurants in New York. Like, I've always loved, I think there aren't many restaurants that I return to. You know, I go once and I'm like, okay, that's enough for me. But Cosme, I've been like 5 times and I love it every single time.
I think I've only been twice.
Yeah?
Because, I think I only went twice. And, like, it was nice. Like, and it wasn't expensive.
It's not that expensive. It's a place you can take your friends or your family to, and they're
open
gonna.
right now?
I don't know. We'll have to go.
Remember that time I called you?
Oh,
so
yeah.
it was last year. It was Cinco de Mayo, and it was during the pandemic, obviously. And their Instagram said that they were open and like ready for pickup. So I went to Cosme and like literally walked inside and just hung out there for like 15 minutes. Not one person was in there. And like the bar was stacked. Like I was ready to like take some like tequila and like, you know, I was
But
like,
not a single person.
not
Like,
one. And I heard people in the back like talking, but it's the pandemic. Like I'm not gonna walk back into a kitchen and just be like, "Hi guys, like just want to know when I can order my
I know
food."
you called me. You're like, what should I do
What
about
should
this?
I do? So I actually went to Atla because I found out I had to go to Atla to order the food. And I told the guy, I was like, listen, like your front door at Cosme was open. And he's like, oh my God, like that's so scary. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. I saw an empty office space the other day in New York City and I literally just opened the door and walked in. So like people just leave doors open everywhere. Like it's actually crazy. Ian's like, you're gonna get murdered. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's an office space. Like it's open. So sorry, going off topic. But.
No, don't be sorry. So, what
So
facts do you have to share with me?
I actually have a few facts to share with you. So I think the women are in the work field, and it only started in like World War II when all the men were out serving in the war, and women had to step up, and they needed them to be patriotic, which I think that's bullshit. I think they just needed people to work, and women were the only ones available, obviously, because everyone's out in the military in Nam. That wasn't World War II was not Nam, but anyway. It wasn't Nam. I know that.
I was totally believing every word you said.
No,
so.
it wasn't Nam. I just wanted to say Nam really badly. Back in Nam. Anyway. So actually in 1943, 65% of the aircraft industry were women, which I thought was so
Like pilots or just
the whole industry in general.
wow.
Yeah. But I do want to ask you something. How many women are in the culinary industry, percentage-wise?
So I read something yesterday, and I don't know if it's true, but it says 1 in 4 chefs are women. 1 in 4 cooks in the restaurant are women.
So you're going to say 25%.
25%.
Okay. You're close, but no cigar. 24%.
Wow.
No, but I think that's a little... I know that sounds like it's not much, but like... We could say it's a quarter of the industry is female, but like it's not. It's 24%. Like if you actually really want to go into the grammage part of that.
Got it.
If grammage is even a word. I'm trying to just go like in depth with like.
So, but what percentage of those
Our head chefs
are women in charge and head chefs?
Yeah. Ghost host. I want you to answer that one or guess that one. No, guess it.
Guess it.
I have the answer. How many women are head chefs or owners?
Percentage?
15%.
Nicole?
10.
Okay. It's actually 7%.
Wow.
Isn't that disgusting?
That's crazy.
Isn't-
7% of
And
women
I've
in
worked
charge.
for a chef owner female. I've worked with probably 2 of them. And like it's crazy that it's only 7% of the industry, which is like mind-boggling. No?
That's mind-boggling because women are so organized and great business owners, and it's just like
Can we
it makes me one, I kind of I know why. I think there are lots of reasons
why. Like I really do want to go because if you guys haven't, been woke recently, like New Zealand just popped up with some good news, which I think is crazy. Also, I would like to just go back to the US really quick because we're here. U.S. is the only industrialized country without national pay leave policy for mothers. Isn't that crazy?
That's why there are not as many women in power or women owners and bosses. And
Yeah, but like we're the
Because-
only country that doesn't have like a mandatory like set in stone.
so are these numbers just in the U.S. or all over the world
for
that you gave me?
That's all over the world. That's
Okay.
not just the 7%
I was gonna
all
say,
over the
like-
world, 24% all over the world.
How can you expect a woman to be in charge of everything but not give her the time off she needs after she has a child? Like some people, and I've even heard it myself from someone that he said, well, why did we hire her back? She is pregnant.
Yeah, and I think that's crazy.
But that's why they don't get the opportunities, because men think like that.
Also, when people say that, I'm just like, you came out of a woman. Like,
Yeah.
you weren't born in an egg.
I had to like stop in my tracks and say something back to him. Like, that's not, you can't say that.
Oh,
One, she's the best we have. And two,
One time, Nicole, actually, I had to leave the room because of how awful the conversation was, where there was somebody that said, I don't think women should get maternity leave. I had to leave. And you actually had the balls to, like, sit there and explain why.
yes.
Like, I don't have patience for that. Like, I would have been like, are you serious right now? Like,
I was explaining and like, what do you mean you don't think women deserve? But that's why, and my honest opinion is women, and it's sad to say, but there's 7% of women, because by the time you reach the age of having a child, let's say like, what do people average? Like somewhere between 25 and 35. That's when you have the same amount of experience where you're starting to become a manager. But if you have a choice, you have a lot of people, you have a choice to either take the position and become the manager and work your life away,
Yeah.
or be a mother. But it's almost impossible to do both unless you have a man like your husband who's supporting you and allowing you and
yeah, or a partner
helping
that's
you.
helping you out. I actually, like, you know, had a stony baloney moment the other day, and I was just like, you know what's crazy? The reason why there's actually a lot more women in power now is because our priority is not having kids first, and we're having kids later on in life. And that's why we have time now to actually work our way up the ladder. We're like, what was it, 50 years ago? Like, 19 years old, you're married. 21, you're having a kid. Then you have to raise the kid. Daycare ain't cheap. So, like, that's how it is. By the way, daycare average a year. What do you think it is here in the U.S.? Average a year. Oh, you guys, they're looking at me like I don't want babies.
Can I do a little bit of math so I can
No,
think?
don't do a little. Just guess.
$40,000 a year.
Okay, well, you are you're taking your kid to Sacred Heart.
That's the way that you said it.
I don't know. I
You're
just
like,
guessed.
Yes. I
Guess.
was gonna say 35.
It's actually 1,600.
Wait.
A year?
A year.
No way.
1,600.
16,000. Sorry, I forgot the other zero. So 16,000. But like that's just like one kid. Like think about, and then all the other expenses that you have to put on top of that. So like it's just a crazy.
I remember when I was a kid, I said something about my dad to my dad. I was like, "You don't spend that much money on me," and he was like, "How much money do you think I've spent on you in your entire lifetime?" And I was like, "I don't know, $1,000." And I said that, and I remember, and he just laughed, and he was
my
like,
parents have spent probably $1 million.
It's that much a week.
$307 a week is $16,000, which is
Year.
per kid.
Per kid. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a
Wow.
lot of money. That's my,
I know I'm getting married soon, but the babies are gonna have to wait.
yeah, sorry, Ghost Host. You could carry the baby.
Yeah, you can carry the baby, and he can be the stay-at-home dad while I live my life.
Make the moolah.
Yeah,
Can't work 80,000 or 80 hours a week.
yeah,
And have a kid.
yeah. It's difficult, but
It
people
is
do it.
so
But you know,
crazy.
the people who do it are the men who do it, and the women know that family time is important. And you see these
No,
chefs.
there's a lot of roles reversed at the moment. Not
Right.
in the industry. I wouldn't say this industry is a little bit behind on what's going on in the world, but
But I would be interested in all of these women I have on this sheet right here, because I have quite
you
a
know all
how
the
many
people
of them
that
are mothers.
They're not.
They're
Like,
not.
All the ones that I did say, I think maybe one is a mother.
I mean, Dominic Crenn is.
Okay.
Um,
Martha Stewart, no.
I don't know that to be true.
No, she's not. I looked it up.
Wow.
Yeah. But I do want to talk about, so there's this FMLA, which is Family Medical Leave Act, only applies to companies with 50 or more workers to its employees for maternity leave.
Wow. So a small business doesn't
No.
it doesn't have to
It's
pay
out of
a mother.
pretty much their pocket, or there's some sort of loan,
Wow.
which is already so insane. 119 countries have 12 weeks off for maternity leave. I'm not talking about paternity. I'm talking about maternity.
Wait, how many weeks?
12 weeks.
Okay.
62 countries have 14 or more, and 31 countries have less than 12 weeks. This is like a lot of countries that I'm talking about. And Australia, Bahamas, Jamaica have 1 year off. So we should have babies in Australia, Bahamas, and Jamaica. Which, and Gambia and Zambia, Gambia's from West Africa and Zambia's from East Africa, they each have 2 years off.
Wow. It's crazy how
2
important.
years.
2 years is a lot.
But is it though? Like, the pandemic was 1 year, and I felt like that was 10 years.
Right.
You know
Like
what I
it goes
mean?
by fast, especially with a baby, like a newborn baby who a lot of times too, daycare is way more expensive when you're a newborn.
Mm-hmm.
So newborn is the most expensive. And then as you get older, it gets to be cheaper.
My mom works at a daycare, and it was $2,000 for infants a month.
It's crazy.
$2,000.
Yeah, because there's so much responsibility there, and I don't blame them. So a woman that I used to work with, she was going to have a baby, and we were talking about maternity leave. I was just trying to understand what was going to be the expectation, and she's in the restaurant industry. So already we know that the restaurant industry is lacking a lot of benefits and things that most other companies may have.
Yeah.
She said that her husband had more paid time off paternity leave than she was going to have
That's so
for
crazy.
her job.
That's not the first time I heard that, though.
Do you know who signed in that act?
The FMLA Act?
The Federal Employee Paid Leave Act?
No.
A woman?
Donald Trump.
No way.
Last December.
No, that FMLA was before that.
No, it's not FMLA.
It's not
It's a
FMLA.
different one.
It's the Federal Employee Paid Leave Act, which President Donald Trump signed into law last December, gives workers access to up to 12 weeks of paid time off for the birth, adoption, or placement. But this is all around. Everyone has to get 12 weeks of paid.
I'm not sure. I was just trying to see who pays it. Because, like, small businesses can't afford that
Yeah.
if they have, like, 14 people on
Yeah.
site. And
So
one way to
he passed an act where
pay up to 12 weeks.
up
Where
to 12 weeks.
everyone.
It's 3 months.
Yeah.
It's like nothing.
Which is nothing. I mean,
Because-
this surgery is like you're barely healed after 3 months.
Yeah, and also like you do have to leave a little bit before if the doctor tells you have to be off your feet, because we're on our feet so many hours a day. So I know
And
women-
it's dangerous in a kitchen if it's a tight
it
kitchen.
really is. I know women that have been pregnant in the kitchen and are good until 9 months, but then I know women after 6 months and they're like, the doctor's like, no, it just depends on the pregnancy, and pregnancy is not that easy.
Yeah.
And
And working 15 hours on your
I
feet
think
when
the
you're
worst thing about I don't even want to say the worst thing about pregnancy, because like I've never been pregnant. So, but the miscarriage law that New Zealand passed, which is just insane. I want to go back to that.
Yeah.
So they passed a law where they have, I don't know the actual amounts of weeks that they have off, but if a woman has a miscarriage or a stillborn, she is allowed to take off. I think it's the parents that are allowed to take off, which is something that like no one talks about, because miscarriages are such a common thing. And stillborn, like, to me, gives me the chills. Like, that even happens.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's crazy. Like,
I know
literally,
someone that just happened to 8 months.
it's just so hard. Like, that's just so hard.
And because of that, because it's not an actual birth, she didn't get 12 weeks off of work.
exactly. That's why I don't understand. Like,
At 8
and
months,
it's
it is an
crazy
actual
that, like,
birth.
New Zealand is the first country to pass that.
Because there's a woman in power.
Yeah, that, but like also like how many heartless like leaders are there? Like don't you guys think about that? Like it's not an easy thing to go through, but I do think that a woman's body is now we're allowed to talk about it openly in a slow progression, but like we're allowed to talk about it openly now because my mother had a miscarriage before I was born with twins. That's it. That's all I know. I don't know how she felt. Like, I don't know anything because, like, that's not something we talk about. But, like, now, since it's accepting to have time off for it, not accepting to have time off for it, but, like, you know what I mean. I think that it's definitely, what's up?
It looks like the new law is couples get 3 days paid leave
In New Zealand?
after a miscarriage.
3 days?
3 days?
Australia gives up to 12 weeks unpaid, and it looks like Britain...
What? So why was that such a big deal?
If it's only 3 days.
It's only 3 days.
Yeah, and it seems like in Britain, would-be parents who experience a stillbirth after 24 weeks are eligible for paid leave. It doesn't say how long.
Oh, so if it's
in
after
Britain,
a certain amount of time.
and you have to like qualify, whereas New Zealand, it seems like just across the board. Unless
Okay.
you're
3
forced.
days, though.
3 days, that's it.
That's 72 hours.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, it's a great
You have to grieve in 72 hours. But I think we're going going too much in depth with that, which I totally think that we should. But I do have a little clip that I want to share, and then we could talk about it. And I'm super excited because it's from a woman that I absolutely adore, and her name is Sarah Silverman. I completely look up to you. I think that you have grown as a human. You know, you're not that... Shout out to Sarah Silverman. I'm not going to go in depth on my life.
Yeah, I
for
hope this
Sarah.
is legal. I hope we're allowed to share this clip of
No,
her.
we are. Because we're definitely going to post it. We're citing it. You guys could go look at the video.
We can
Go,
cut it up if it's a problem. Plus, we're not
yeah.
monetizing.
And also,
Yeah.
like, she's a fellow podcaster. Like, she gets it. You know? Like, I think she's cool.
Are you going to play the whole 3 minutes?
Yeah, I think so. It's a very good one. So, I do want to say, so Sarah Silverman has a podcast, and she lets people call in and talk to her or have questions, and they're super entertaining, and I think that her response is hilarious. But also, she just knows her words, and she knows things. She's very smart. So, here it is.
Handed everything and have more...
Sorry.
Hey, Sarah. On a recent podcast, the topic was all about white privilege, and especially how white men are handed everything and have more access to opportunity due to race and gender bias. I agree how that shouldn't be the case, and it should be an even playing field. Everyone should have a fair shot at opportunity.
People are so different.
So don't you think you're being hypocritical then, that due to so-called diversity and inclusion initiatives, where you see women and people of color are now the ones who are being handed opportunities on a silver spoon, and men are being told, by you no less, to just work harder and be indisputably qualified for the same opportunity? How can you truly claim to be in favor of equality when, by your own admission, you think it'd be better if we swapped places? I was disappointed on your take on this and just thought you're smarter than that.
Huh. All right. Well, maybe I'm disappointed in your take on this. And I think that you are smarter than that. I don't think it's a swap. Having to be the best one for the job is the case for everyone now. And not just everyone but white men. Do you see? Not a swap. Just an attempt at equality. Be undeniable. That's what I said. That's what's too much to ask. Be the best one for the job? All right, brother. Good luck. I mean, really, I can't believe the gall of this guy. He thinks people of color, women, LGBTQ people aren't earning the jobs they're getting out. Or maybe possibly is it that they are finally getting opportunities to be hired if they are the best qualified. And you know, I think this mentality is perpetuated by people who tell white men they didn't get the job by saying, they gave it to a black guy, or they gave it to a person of color, they gave it to a woman. As if to say, you were more qualified, but they had to fill a quota. Man, I mean, the lengths we go to placate the white male ego is, like, astounding. You know, in showbiz, in my world, I know for a fact that a lot of straight white male actors that I know are being told, you know, it's not you, they hired a woman for it, or it's not you, they went it was a diversity hire, you know, or and it's created this belief that is not true. You know, that somebody who didn't deserve a job that you wanted got it instead of you. That's not the case, friend. It's not what's actually going on. Listen, the second you don't see your straight white male self being represented in art, you let me know. But I don't think you need to worry.
And that was Sarah Silverman, guys. So, Nicole, how did you feel about that?
I feel like what she's saying is definitely, obviously true.
Do you think that you've heard that situation where they say that, like, we are now handed things because we need to fill a quota?
I think that there are certain men who might believe that, of like, oh yeah, they needed, I mean, there are certain, like, at one point I was applying to Bon Appetit, and they said, oh, well, they probably won't hire you because they need more people of color. So, that was a man saying that. And he was like, because they're definitely not hiring men right now. And I was like, well, that doesn't mean that they're not hiring me. And I think that he was just bitter because he realized, but what Sarah Silverman is saying is like, it's not that we're getting more opportunities, it's we're getting the same opportunities to go into the interview process, where it's a wider pool of interviewees that they're even looking at. Whereas before, a lot of people might look at a resume and say, oh, no way, that's a woman. Oh, that's a black man. Oh, that's a Hispanic man. Like, we don't want that. Before, those people wouldn't even get into the interviewing pool. But now that they are, and then from there, you have to prove to yourself you're the best for the job.
Yeah.
Which is important. I mean, I'll say this, that I've worked in so many kitchens and there is not a lot of black representation. There's not a lot of women.
Definitely not.
I would say,
especially in the fine dining world.
Oh yeah.
The fine dining world? No. I didn't work with that many black people.
No. I mean, there's certain groups of, like, there is definitely Hispanic people in the kitchen. There are definitely Asian descent people in the kitchen, but there aren't a lot of black people in the kitchen. There aren't a lot of women in the kitchen. I would be interested in knowing the facts of how many black people are in the kitchen versus, or African American people are in the kitchen.
There wasn't many.
Versus women. Are there more women? Maybe. I think so.
I think that's like, it was brought up a few times when we were working at Danielle, but it wasn't Danielle saying that, like, obviously he wasn't the one saying, like, he doesn't want diversity, because there was, for sure, one of the most diverse kitchens. I think it's just, again, the opportunity pool. Like, there wasn't, I don't know. I have no idea why the kitchen, I guess, scares people away. It's not an easy industry, but, like, equality, man, like, let's bring it.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's crazy that a lot of my best friends that are females are the ones that I've met in kitchens. Like, I don't,
because it's different. You have to have you have to have some thick skin to work in a kitchen.
Do we though? I think we need to, like, I know we were talking about how the world now is a little bit more sensitive and stuff like that, but, like, we were told so much shit just because we were women in kitchens.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and we don't. Like, I remember one time Nicole wore tight black pants to work. And somebody was like, are you going to tell her that she's wearing tight black pants to work? Excuse me. Like, no, I don't have to tell. Or do you have to tell that guy over there that he needs to pull up his pants because they're too baggy? Like, I'm pretty sure you're not telling him that. Like, like, why are we so worried about that? Like, there was a lot of sexist shit that we are going through and we have gone through, and it, like, made no sense.
No, it didn't.
It did not make any sense.
But there is a thing, as a straight white male,
Oh.
I have been part of conversations where we're considering new hires, and instead of going off the merit of the person, it's like, we can't hire this guy because it'll just be another white guy behind the bar. We need to find someone else.
And do you think that that's wrong?
Do you think that it was...
I have agreed with it in the conversation, been like, yeah, that makes sense. But at the same time, it's like, if it's a meritocracy, if you're hiring people based off who's best for the job,
Yeah.
that's getting kind of pushed aside. And I think it is in an effort to make, like, the world better and more fair.
Yeah.
But you're also, like, denying people that are qualified for the job.
But
Yeah.
how will these
Because of
people ever be
gender.
able to be qualified for the job if they're not given those opportunities? Like, you have to take a chance on people. Like, maybe I wasn't always qualified for the jobs that I first got, but once I got them, I proved myself. So it's like a lot of...
So my cousin actually told me, because I was telling him I want to apply to a few jobs, but like some of the jobs I'm not qualified for. And he goes, if you could do 50% of the qualifications, then you could do it. Because most men apply for jobs that they are not qualified for, and women actually don't. And this is like, he was like reading about it, like how women are more likely to not apply for those jobs because they're not qualified. And he goes, and men are. And I think women just need to like not hold each other's hands, but like push each other to be like the best.
To just go for it.
Just go for
what you
it.
want.
Like, if you don't think that that's the right job for you, then it's not the right job for you. But like,
But just try, apply.
just do it. Just do it. Like, I literally I was 18 years old working in a kitchen of all men over the age of 30. And like, I didn't feel one bit like underqualified for the job.
When I was 16, I was training a man who's like 34 for my position.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're a 34-year-old line cook and you're being trained by a 16-year-old. Like, we're all equal. We all have something to learn, because maybe he was a better cook than I was, but I was still training him because I had been there longer, because
Yeah.
I knew the job, because I knew the processes. So I think a lot of it is just like understanding that we all have something to learn from one another, and that equality is very important.
Yeah, I'm very good on that.
So we are getting pretty close to running out of time here, Dahlia. Let's
Are
do
we?
our munch box, because I'm
Oh,
excited.
we getting that munch box. Okay.
I hate
so
when you do that.
So we're going to go back a little bit on the female chef, because we wanted to get Milk Bar. But me and Nicole are really good right now, and we're trying to get our summer bods going.
Yeah, we really wanted to do
We
Milk
really
Bar.
want to be healthy. We really want to be We really wanted to do Milk Bar because I was really obsessed with David Chang as a kid. Like, I really thought like he was the coolest person ever, and I still think he's the coolest person ever. I think he's smart. He knows what he's doing. I'm glad that he takes a lot of chances, and if a restaurant fails, whatever, on to the next. Obviously, there's some sort of sad part to it. But he hired Christina Tassi in 2015 to do the food safety plans and help with the health department in his
Whoa.
restaurants. She wasn't a pastry chef. And then he brought her on because he took her as a pastry chef because he saw what she could do. And that's it. She partnered up with him. She opened up Milk Bar, and that's how it kicked off.
I gotta say, I'm not like a big sweet eater, so for me, Milk Bar is just okay. There are some things that I really like, but the thing is, like, she's not cooking for chefs. She's cooking for people, for the world. And those
Yeah.
people who like sweets, those average people who don't know anything about baking or anything about pastries, she has found her niche market, and like, it is crazy. Like, she has managed.
So now this year in 2020, not 2021, she released to Whole Foods, Amazon, and Target. And like, it was only 2015 she was doing Milk Bar.
That's so crazy.
Like, it's so nuts. And we look up to you, Christina Tassi. Just, we think it's cool. Like, thank you for being another chef of ours. Okay, can you close your eyes?
Okay.
I'm gonna have Nicole smell it first.
I have to guess.
You have to guess.
Where is it?
Like, I could smell it from here, so I don't know.
Smells like a
Okay,
cherry or pineapple.
open up.
Oh, strawberries. Are they Harry's berries?
They're Harry's berries. I I worked with a chef yesterday, and he said that
I love
Baldor
Harry's
was
Berries.
coming like right before the event, so like there's no point of the Harry's Berries order. And I was like, well, that's okay because I could take some home because these are expensive.
They're like $16 for one container.
And they're good. So Harry's Berries are from California. They're from Oxnard. I don't know if I'm saying it right. So everyone that's in Oxnard,
You
California.
know who Harry is?
No, can you explain to me who Harry is?
It's Harry Iwamoto, a Japanese guy. Started the farm in California.
That makes sense.
Wow.
Now run by his daughter and her husband.
Is her name Harry?
No, her name is Molly.
Oh,
Molly and Rick Jean.
this is Molly's Berries now.
So juicy.
So good. If you guys really want to eat healthier, I think yes, Christina Tossi, her cookies are great. If you want to spend like maybe $3 more, get strawberries. It's healthier.
Also, these strawberries are so different because like another container of strawberries you're gonna buy and they're gonna sit in the fridge and you're gonna be like, I'll eat it. No, it's too sour. No,
No,
it's not
these you'll
sweet.
eat.
And then you just forget. These you're gonna eat them all in the same day and you're gonna love them.
So these
Ghost Toast is like, give me one.
Oh, I gave you like a rotten stem. These are great. I absolutely love them. I only realized what Harry's Berries are when I moved to New York because Rhode Island, they only sell strawberries in the summer and that's it. Like there's like it's not a. I hate Driscoll's strawberries. No offense, Driscoll.
I don't hate them, but they need to be in
No.
season and they can't be cold. They have to be like room temperature to
used
be
to-
even edible.
Have you ever been strawberry picking? Mm-hmm. I think it's just the most soothing thing to go strawberry picking. My grandma has a little bunch of strawberries.
And then just to eat them warm, like right out of the sun.
And they're not huge. Like real strawberries, like real small, like they're small and tiny and it's just like little candy. And I love it. And I will let you know, I do not eat fruit unless it's the summer.
I love fruit.
I
But-
don't know why. I
But
just can't.
I love strawberries, but I can't eat them most of the year unless they're like.
No, they got to be good. Do you want more?
No, sorry. Did you ever put sugar on your
Yeah.
strawberries?
My mom does that.
I'm realizing right now it's because I was eating shitty strawberries.
That's
Yeah.
why they're putting. So honey is better if you put it on your strawberries. I can't eat strawberries because they literally taste like shit.
That's a big strawberry.
I know. This
Yeah,
is-
but these are like juicy and soft and so good.
yeah.
And that color.
Good job, Molly. Yeah.
Good job, Harry.
Yeah, we say farms don't make that much money, but I know this farm is making
Oh
money.
yeah, like every
Like, hands down, I know you guys.
Woman owned.
Yeah, women owned. Whoop, whoop. Well, man started women owned.
So some other chefs that I really want to give a little shout out to.
shout out.
Stephanie Izzard from The Girl and the Goat in Chicago.
Oh, yeah, you like that place.
I really like that place. I really like her. I think she's great. I think everybody that I've worked
Did
with.
she start it? Like, it's her restaurant?
It's her restaurant, and yeah, she also has the Little Goat, and I also worked with her in the Cayman Islands closely, and so I really enjoyed her team. There's also two French chefs, or well, there's not two, but Anne-Sophie Pic is a super inspirational chef. Like, she went away to school. I don't remember if it was business school or what, and then she realized her father had been owning a Michelin-starred restaurant for quite some time. And she realized, like, oh, I don't want to actually be away for business or for whatever it was. So she came back, she went to culinary school, and then started working under her father. And 3 months later, he died.
Oh, my God.
So she didn't have this crazy amount of experience, but because her brother had been working under her father, he took over the restaurant. But the restaurant started losing Michelin stars. And then that's when the brother was like, maybe this isn't for me. And he went either onto a different restaurant or he went somewhere else.
Yeah.
So she was like, okay, it's me. I have to take on his legacy. And she did. And now it's 3 Michelin stars. She learned front of house. She learned back of house. And it's crazy. But when you grow up in a restaurant, like, you already have a leg up on everyone else.
Truth.
So she's somebody really inspirational I wanted to mention.
Inspiration.
And Helen DeRose. I also want to say Chef Gaia.
Oh, whoa, oh my God. I'm an asshole.
Yeah,
What the hell?
I love Gaia. I think she's
Yeah.
an amazing pastry chef.
James Beard. Whoop, whoop.
I know. There's also Missy Robbins from Lilia.
Mm.
Emma Bankston from Aquavit, which is
Which
amazing.
I passed by the other day, actually.
I need to go eat there.
Dahlia brought up the spotted pig earlier without shouting out. April Bloomfield.
April Bloomfield is on
Do
my
you
list.
know I actually saw her? She owns...
And Alice Waters.
Yeah. Wow, I'm really bad.
Yeah, there's so many you didn't even mention.
Yeah, too bad it's only 24% of the industry.
There's also,
bow.
did I already say Helen DeRose?
No, you didn't.
Nancy Silverton.
Which, are you going to tell me what they own?
Do you want me to go through each one and tell you
No,
which
and
each one owns?
I just want to say sorry about the April Bloomfield. I actually saw her. Like, she made my burger when Superior Burger?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it was the best burger ever. And then they closed because of a fire. Isn't that crazy?
That
It
is
does
crazy.
suck. Superiority? I forgot what it was.
Superiority Burgers?
Yeah,
I think it
maybe
something
that
like
was the name of it.
And one of the craziest female chefs I've ever met in my entire life,
Oh, God.
Barbara Lynch. I don't know how many crazy stories I could tell about Chef Barbara, but I worked a little bit with her side by side on events, and she's amazing. She's in Boston, but she is a wild ride.
What does she own in Boston? What's the name of the restaurant?
She owns a couple different restaurants. Here, I'm going to bring up all of the names.
Wow, Barbara Lynch. What was the craziest thing she said?
I just don't.
Does she have no filter?
No filter.
Yeah, okay. I like the no filter kind of vibe. Oh, yeah, we could totally bring that one. Yeah, our girl Helen, chef owner, she's adding into that 7% right there.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go.
So all of her restaurants, it's Menton, Number 9 Park, The Butcher Shop, and Sportello.
Okay.
And then she also has a bar that I've been to. I don't know.
Wow, I should really go up to Boston soon.
Yeah, I didn't really love my time in Boston, but... and I didn't work for Barbara, but I just did get to see her, and she's just a wild ride, that woman, and she has no care at all. It's interesting.
Is she an older woman?
I mean, she could probably be my mother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Barbara Lynch is my mother.
She could definitely be your mother.
I was raised by Barbara
But
Lynch.
this one time, no, I don't know what I'm allowed to say because I just don't.
You didn't have to sign an NDA with that one. though.
Yeah, I didn't have to sign an NDA with that one, but she's a wild ride.
That's so funny.
So I don't want to go into that, but yeah, there's
So
plenty
if
other
you-
female chefs. Yeah, Ghost Host has a boss named Tracy who
Oh, which I've met.
Tracy Young.
Young. She's an amazing chef, but now you wouldn't even realize she's a chef because she's more of like an owner.
Yeah.
But she was a yacht chef for 10 years.
That's crazy.
Like best yacht chef. Apparently they have clubs in like
Yes, yachts, clubs. Is
not
the-
clubs, but apparently they have competitions and
like
stuff.
a bracket or something.
Yeah,
of
you
some
can be
sort.
like, I'm the best. You can compete and see
Yeah.
who's the best. But anyways, I think that is enough of this woman
Yeah.
talk. I'm excited to keep eating these Harry's berries. Thank you for the healthy snack today.
Of course. And I also just want to say, if you're a woman out there, you know,
Don't be afraid.
don't
Go
be
for it.
afraid. Root for other women. And if you're a male out there, just support us, bros. Like, come on. Like, we're in this together. Like, let's work. Let's do this. Oh, so you can find our podcast on Instagram at Quiche My Ass Pod. At Quiche My Ass Pod. Pod. Follow us. We'll follow back if you're cute.
Or just if we need friends.
Yeah, we need friends. We need somebody to talk to. But anyway, holla. And we're going to close out with some Lizzo.
Yeah, and we'll see you next week.
Woo woo.
Yeah, we have rights to that.
Yeah. Just kidding.
No
Bye.
rights, no rights. But you know what I mean. Queen bees.
Yeah.
Love you all.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.